Welcome back to Night Moves. I am Greg Keller, and joining me as always is Mark Padilla. And in this episode, we're talking about Catholic masculinity. And in the first segment, we were defining what Catholic masculinity is. And we have some verses from the Bible that I'd like to cover that kind of give us an idea of what masculinity is and what man is. So from Deuteronomy 31, verse 6, be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them, for it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you.
You know, when I think about this one, since we last been on, we had that awful shooting in Texas that
Right.
everybody's been talking about, And I quite often have told my students that, because we have to prepare for this as teachers,
Sure,
right?
right.
If someone were to come in with a gun, you can bet I'm not running and hiding. I'm running towards that person
Right.
to tackle them, throw a desk at them, whatever it is. Like I'm ready. So I'm ready to be strong and courageous, not for my sake, but for the student's sake.
Again, sacrificing yourself for the good of others.
Right.
And as we were starting to say at the close of that segment, masculinity is all about sacrifice. It's about sacrificing of yourself for others and for God, because God gave us the ultimate sacrifice. He is the ultimate example of what masculinity is, what Catholic masculinity is and should be. And, it's all about sacrifice.
Yeah, and it's not to say that a woman couldn't, and moms certainly do sacrifice, and women do, However, I'm not going to have my wife go in front of me if something like that were to happen, or some other woman. Now, unfortunately, two teachers that were women did lose their life in that shooting, and they gave the ultimate sacrifice for certain.
Certainly.
But, as a man, I know I'm not going to let a woman go in front of me, to tackle a shooter or do something like that, I'm going to take that on myself.
Exactly. And it's, we are of the species Homo sapiens. Men are generally, the protectors.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that women can't, but that's the job of the man, is to protect and provide for the rest of the family.
Yeah, well, we're bigger, we're stronger. By and large, we're bigger and stronger,
Right.
and there's just no ways around that, really.
Right, and that doesn't mean, that in some households the woman isn't going out and earning a living and the man's staying home taking care of the kids.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do with that. It's just the man will sacrifice for his family. The woman will sacrifice for her family, but the entirety of the masculinity is about sacrifice. Everything they do should be about sacrifice for others,
Right.
whether that's his God Almighty, whether that's his family or his spouse or people at large. That is what masculinity is all about.